Or maybe you can do a narrative over it.
Well, I made this in After Effects. That's just a video of me walking around like an object, which is kind of what the program's for, which I'll explain the program in a second. I just want to show you this trailer. Yeah, so it's meant to have sound with it, but yeah.
Well, the trailer was also an added bonus to the actually entry. I think when everyone looked at this, thought it was great, and that's one thing we've started to see, especially this year with a lot of submissions for the IT Challenge, where people are submitting in their programming or applications submission, are actually making video tutorials and promotional videos along with their application or program that they've developed to highlight what it actually does and actually contribute to it, which is, I think, is a great thing. So if you want to start up your the program, Beaudean, and explain what it actually does.
Visual Studio isn't installed, so I'll just install it. This is just a setup file that I made for the program, also done in Visual Studio.
So what year are you currently in, Beaudean?
Year 11.
Year 11, and you're also studying Certificate 3 at Games Development at Chisholm Institute TAFE.
Yep.
Berwick Secondary is also another secondary school we've always received lots of entries in for the IT Challenge. Mr. Goyen is one of the IT teachers there. Has done an exceptional job and really pushing IT at that school, and we've seen a lot of great submissions over the years and an abundance of entries, especially for the programming category. In the past we see a lot in Flash, but yeah, he's always been the kind of the driving force for IT at that school.
Okay, so here is 3D Artist Assistant. What it is it's a program to help you streamline the process of using reference images to create 3D models. And yeah, I've been working on it for about 6 months. I started off a bit slow and I just started with an idea that I kind of just got one day. And this is that's the icon. Here's a program here. Okay, so as you can see, this is another feature. It snaps to the side of the screen, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so you input your video, which is like a walk around an object, like you walk around an object, say like a mouse or a chair. And there should be one on the desktop. Like this. And you can play it back. Might take a second.
Take its time, is it? Not sure why that's not playing.
Yeah. It should be playing.
Try and copy it from the D drive to your desktop. Try and play videos across drives. Works really well.
Should play.
Yeah, it's actually all on the desktop. Yeah, well, that's
what it is.
Well, that's what you'll be seeing.
Yeah. So I've walked around a chair like that, and then the program spits out these images of like angles, like intervals of like one there, one there, one there, one there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll see if it,
Yeah.
it's strange.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that. So I remember seeing that I tried it on my machine, it was fine.
Yeah. Okay, well anyway, just imagine that's there, and then you've got seconds between each frame capture.
Yeah.
So every 1 second, it'll catch a frame of that video, and it'll catch it like different intervals, like angles. So you've got all these angles of the chair.
Kind of like bullet time? A bullet time type like from the Matrix where they have the different angles?
Yeah. Yep. Different angles, yeah.
Yep.
And you can add a watermark of the frame number. If it was displaying a good show. And specified text, you can type in like let's type in share. Add that there. And you can output it. anywhere, like create a new folder. And that'll work. Change the reference size to small, like compact, large. It's obviously going beyond the boundaries of the screen. Start that up again. Yeah, so you can't do large on such a small resolution, which is kind of a bug. You've got the credits, which I didn't update in time, but it has actual audio playing with it as well. But that's sort of like a flash play integration, like a plugin, and that's integrated into that. And you've got settings. You can go to simple interface, advanced interface, fades on, fades off, and it saves next time you load. Sounds, and you can choose default directories for both the input and output. So like that one for input, and it'll start up there and save all that. And then I haven't actually got any reference images that it's created to use, but the reference viewer is it's like something I thought of to go with it. And you load the sequence or the angles, and you load it in. There's nothing there though, but just imagine like different angles, and then you go view, displays, 2 when you fit on the screen, and it'll have this one here will be one image before that one there. And if you have 3 displays, if you have like a 1080p display, it'll display three different angles. And once you go next with these arrows, it'll go to the next one and the one backwards. And I've added animation to this, so drag it.
Yeah, well, I was going to question, when it add outputs, is it outputs each image individually into a folder?
Yeah.
And what file format's that? Or is that you can define anything you want, like JPEG?
Yes, it's this JPEG is standard.
So then technically you could actually go into those JPEGs and edit them individually, for like you're using it as a 3D reference. You could actually probably also use it as maybe something to do with stop motion or animation, where you could do like a QuickTime VR sort of scenario, and then go in and individually edit things however you wanted to, and then output it to an AVI, an MOV, or whatever video file you want to do.
Yeah, but basically, say if you have 3ds Max on the side here, you would have, because it's a really small screen resolution, usually you would have a bigger screen resolution, you have 3D Max on the side, and then you would have this on the right side, and you'd push Alt and the arrow keys. It's a glitch. You'd push Alt and the arrow keys to go next and backwards images. And they're also global shortcut keys, so say if another window is active, like this for example, normally shortcut key will only work when that window is active. When you push Alt and the arrow keys, it'll still clip through the image. And I've checked to see that it doesn't collide with any shortcut keys in 3ds Max, but I was going to add a customizable feature, so you can customize the shortcut keys, but I didn't have time. You can also switch to 3D Art Assistant from there. And
so why did you develop this?
I don't know, I love 3D modeling, and it's been like 6 months. I just came up with the idea, and I just started laying an interface. I just went straight to the computer in Visual Basic and just started laying down an interface, and just kind of moved things around and started programming, and I've learned a lot since then, and it's been really good. You see these icons a lot larger.
Yeah.
They made them in Fireworks.
Yeah. Okay. What's the next step for this? Are you going to expand on this project, or?
Yeah, I hope to make newer versions, and I've actually got a website which I can probably load up, which is still under development, but I just jump straight into that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so currently only displays properly on this is Firefox, it must be an older version. But yeah, it's got animation on it, and it's not really cross-browser compatible yet, seeing it's my first website I've ever made. These usually fade to blue when you put your mouse over it, and yeah. So.
Does anyone have any questions with Beaudean? Oh, okay, up the
I've also got a couple more things.
What's that? Yep, you can keep talking.
Yep. Concept art.
Yeah, about that website. What program did you use to make that?
I used Dreamweaver and Fireworks for the graphics, and there's actually a background there, but I used Photoshop for the background. Just generated it from a one of the texture generation things, what it's called, like the cloud or whatever. You couldn't see it, so yeah.
So will the application be available on this website for people to maybe, like a beta test or try for their own sort of projects?
Yeah, it's going to be free, and then, it comes up on Google with the description, and yeah, people will be able to download it and install it and use it for their 3D modelling projects. Typo. So yeah, it's got a description in Google at the moment. Just click on that, and that's the site.
Okay.
I've also created some other 3D, I've created some concept art to go along with it because I like doing that sort of thing. So this is made in Photoshop. The icon itself is made in Fireworks CS 5.1, and that was made in Photoshop. This is painted that and stuff. It's kind of just like little pictures and stuff to go along with it because it is for games. And here is the icon I made for it. Well, it's not that good on that screen, but so that's a 256 by 256, which is Windows standard for like high resolution icons. And here is the match moving. This is I use Beaujeu and 3ds Max and After Effects to put this chair that I modeled just from the reference images that I created with the program. I made this chair in 3D and textured it and put it in real life video. So it's one effect. It looks really smooth. I actually stabilized the video so it looks like I'm just panning around it. Probably shouldn't have done that because it looks fake. But yeah, that's a real video. And that's the chair model. Not very good lighting because it took a little while to render, so it would work on my lighting. I think I used just a standard renderer for that, not V-Ray or anything. So there's that, and then there's some chairs dropping from the sky using PhysX. That's just out in my backyard kind of thing. I live in like a paddock. Yeah, so there's actually an invisible plane that receives shadows around here. And yeah, the scene file would work, but there's no Max on this computer. And there's a Beaujeu file, After Effects. I couldn't put all the sequence images that are outputted from Beaujeu, 3ds Max, but because they were like gigabyte. But yeah, there's all the projects, and yeah, that's about it.
Is there any questions for Beaudean? Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say the program you made the chairs falling in was called?
3ds Max, Beaujeu, and After Effects.
Okay, cool. Thank
So
you.
Beaujeu was used for the motion tracking and 3D motion tracking.
And if you everyone would have remembered from the Autodesk presentation on Monday, both sessions, you would have heard them talking about Autodesk Academy. So apparently there used to be that you could just use your high school email address to register, but now apparently they've changed that because apparently in the United States a lot of schools don't actually have school email accounts. So they've actually changed it. So technically you could still use your school email or anyone to actually register, and then you could actually download student versions of 3D Studio Max and other Autodesk titles for free to make your products to learn while you're still a student. I think there's around 30 applications you can actually download, and they're all industry standard. So it's a good thing to try. Even things like Motion Builder, which is an amazing bit of software.
And sorry about my talk, I'm a little bit nervous and stuff. I don't like
No, you did well, Beaudean. So please give an applause for Beaudean. Well done. Thank you, Beaudean. Thank you.